Ric-Hard, get the tables!
I'm on it.
Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the Jfew Show Podcast. This is 24/7 Lou, and that's...
It's Ric-Hard, and I got the $350 table ready.
Yeah.
Where's our guest?
And our special guest today on the TFS Pod, the number one show on YouTube, the number one show in your heart, and we're going to steal your girlfriend. And ladies, we're taking your boyfriend too. Here we are, the number one show, TFS Pod. Today's special guest is the man himself, Jfew. Welcome, Jfew.
Thank you. 24/7 Lou. Thank you, Ric-Hard. But you guys forgot to mention one of the founding members of the Jfew Show,
Yes.
the stage manager, the brand man, Jfew.
Yes,
right.
yes. He was there from our beginnings in our studios back in CSB, 24/7 Miami Studios, right?
That's right, 24/7 Miami Studios, really high up in the sky.
Yeah, it's a penthouse. So, well, before we get to that, you know, we do a predictions thing here. I don't know if you ever heard of that stuff, Jay.
Oh gosh, not this.
So we do this stuff. It's kind of fun. We do this at every pay-per-view, you know. Someone's leading it right now, and someone's kicking someone else's ass really bad, which he'll never catch up. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Oh God, the predictions. Yes.
But Ric-Hard, bring up the scoreboard, please.
All right, as I've mentioned countless times, there's two scoreboards. Lou doesn't like it when I bring up the other scoreboard.
Static.
So we're just going to talk about the weighted scoreboard, which applied after WrestleMania.
No, you can mention them both. You can mention them both.
All right, the unweighted scoreboard is Lou at 4, me at 8, one man band's at 2, and then everyone else is at 0. That's
at
the one
0.
where, yes, that's the one where draws don't give you points.
Yeah, that's where, you know, this is like where you win the night.
You have to win the night or you don't get the point, yeah. That said, on the weighted scoreboard, which took place after WrestleMania this year, we got Lou at 8 points, leading.
Yeah.
Barely.
What?
Because I'm right behind them with 7 points. One Man Band is at 5 points. We've got our guest here at 2 points.
Ooh, impressive.
Rhino at 1 point. Big Al at 1 point. And Bogey's at 0.
Now these numbers are a little off. I'm thinking. I think you guys should think about doing like a mail-in vote kind of thing, kind of like what they're doing with the election. Because
we do.
We do. We gotta keep it fair.
No.
You mail in your predictions.
Yeah.
If you can't be on the show because you were banned.
There you go. You see, that's what we do have a mail-in thing.
Wow. So these things happen without even me knowing. I mean, there's nobody tells me that I've been banned.
No.
You know how you know? By listening to the show.
No. But yet, I must say that somebody on that TFS podcast likes to use images of my body parts on certain images, which is a little bit of a copyright infringement.
Your body parts, whoa.
Body parts.
Easy.
Hold on.
Of my body going through tables and getting hit with chairs. You guys have a violent show.
It's wrestling.
I mean,
it's not. There's not poetry class.
I mean, this ain't ballet.
This ain't ballet, buddy. This is wrestling.
This is podcasting.
And by the way, if you want, next time we'll go to your house and turn on your TV and make you watch the shows. We'll do that too for you. If you want that.
You guys have actual video? No, not like the Jfew Show.
No.
Show.
We're gonna go to your house and turn on the TV so you can make your predictions of the shows and what's happening. Because we
can't go to your house and do a TFS pod on video because we gotta have pants on to do video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And keeping the streak alive because back in the studio, some of those episodes someone didn't have pants. Just saying.
Oof. I don't want to know who.
Yeah, that is true, and when I try to think about men with pants, Captain Bogey certainly is not one of them. Hey, come on, guys. He's the leader of the feud, and the guy couldn't even stand up for us. He got beat up in the ring and didn't do nothing about it. Got a stupid little restraining order, and now what? He's disappeared.
Well, before we go on to attacking about Bogey, you are our guest here today on this episode. So you mentioned you were upset about something me saying in the last episode about winners on our team.
Yeah. What was that all about? I mean, I sat back. I was down in my gamer's attic, and I was playing some video games. I said, you know what? I'm done playing some Call of Duty and Fortnite, and let me watch this, this podcast, because it's got good ratings and everything. And I'm sitting there watching it, and then right at the end, you just like out of nowhere, you jabbed in with that dagger of yours. What was that all about?
Just truth, just spilling truth out here. We want winners on this team.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Now you do realize.
Before we go crazy over here, I want to mention one thing. Some changes will be coming along in the future. We might be hearing from you more often or less, or not, or whatever. So we want to invite you to this episode to be here so we can talk about stuff because that ban was still in place until you do win one. And I realized, and Ric-Hard and I realized, that's not going to happen this year. So. So see the wind up. See the wind up there in the delivery.
You still got it. Yeah, you still got it. This surprise punch. I didn't see that coming. Just like I didn't see John Cena's sixth move of doom.
So we decided to have you on to talk about wrestling stuff. I mean, I know you like the older style of wrestling promotion, that WWF, right?
Yes.
Jfew.
The late 80s, early 90s, up to the Attitude Era were my favorite days.
Yeah, see, and I hope you're watching some of the stuff that's going on now. Even though, it is a bit crazy, but they do repeat some stories. But we do enjoy our wrestling. So, we also want to mention also, too, that we would also go to, in the past, on the Jfew show, not the podcast, the better show. On the Jfew show, we would go to live wrestling events. And we would call stuff, and we would call matches, and it was a fun time. So I hope that in the future we get to do that again when all three of us are together. Three of us meaning Bogey in the studio.
Let me tell you something. Those were great times when we got together and we went to the events, and it was just it was special. We really did have a good time. We did a lot as a group, and we got backstage access to a lot of the events. Mm-hmm. We did a lot of interviews.
We got pictures.
We did pre-shows. We got a lot of freebies.
Yeah.
And I hope to do that again someday because it has been a real long time.
Yep, like about 10 years. Oh, no, sorry. 6 months.
Yeah, this pandemic.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, the global bastard.
I mean, it feels like 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, these events, they're starting back up again, and I see Platinum Pro Wrestling coming out with something in October, and I see Jfew Wrestling now doing their own thing, and supposedly they have some sort of TV deal. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and CCW is still around and they're doing their thing. So, I mean, Florida Pro Wrestling the indie scene is very strong.
Yeah, it's coming back again live, so that's good.
Yep.
That's a very good thing.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. So I'm hoping Captain Bogey gets really motivated because, in all honest truth, Captain Bogey really does make wrestling events fun when he's all hyped up and ready to go with the mic, and nobody does it better than Captain Bogey.
But let's talk about Captain Bogey. I want to talk about you. Tell us any favorite moments of those times when we go to those live events. Any specific event that you liked that you had fun at, or because this is behind the scenes talk where we would take all our kids over there to these events.
I'm gonna say that the most fun I ever had was at the Polish American Club for X Wrestling.
Good
I
times.
thought those were really fun, humbling times. It was just so we were all there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and 24/7 Lou, you remember you were there with your camera and the kids and setting up and doing those interviews on the side, and you
Yeah.
even had you had that guy Adrian.
Yeah.
He was there too, and he was doing stuff with you. I mean, and then Bogey was sitting down by ringside, and then all of a sudden we got Jerry the Wizard over there, and he brought his friends, and
Yeah.
it
The
you
whole
know
front
just
row, front and
the
second row
whole
were on.
Good
the
Ric-Hard, yeah.
the whole front row, yeah, and I don't know, I just thought that was a really special time. I thought when Josue did those 7 events, it was cool. He had them back to back, and then at that same time, we were doing the Few show at CSB,
Mm-hmm.
and we had you know, a ton of characters on there, and even Ric-Hard came on there during the first season. He did a couple of segments in there, and
Mm-hmm.
we had Jfew who
Yep.
came down and he did his impressions. And
Wait,
that
yeah. Wait a
first
minute. Talk about
season,
that. You did the thing with Jfew.
The Mega Powers.
we did the Mega Powers in one of the episodes. I think it was I want to say it was episode 3,
Yeah, around there. It was like one of the
where
earlier ones.
we had the Guadalupes on that during that
Yeah.
episode, and I was so nervous doing that,
Why?
and I don't know, you know, it was just like one of my first times being like on camera,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and but it came out pretty good, and we had so much fun doing it, and we rehearsed it back at my old place,
Mm-hmm.
and Raw Few is just gold with doing
Oh
impressions,
yeah.
and he's done so many, you know, he's done The Rock, he's done Chris Rock, and he's just a really funny dude.
Wait,
So
The Rock and Chris Rock. Wait, what? How'd you go from The Rock to Chris Rock?
Yeah, that's a lot of range.
That's a lot of stretching there going on.
did I get it right? Isn't it Chris Rock? He did do that, but
I don't
yeah,
remember,
man,
but
he
okay.
just yeah, he has well, Rafu has he has a YouTube channel and he does impressions and stuff
Oh.
like that. Or he did have a YouTube channel until it got banned.
Oh.
So yeah. But that first season we had some really great guests on there. We had I remember that there was this episode where we had what was his name? The Lost Soul, Ricky Rush.
Ricky Ross,
And
yes.
I wrote a little skit. I wrote a little skit where one of the Guadalupe brothers, he showed up and they got into a big altercation. There was a fight during the Few pre-show,
Yeah, with the
and
kids.
then they came on and they had this fight in the studio, and then you were trying to cut the show, and you were like, cut, and there were, you know, it just kept going. It was so funny. It was such a funny episode.
Yeah, yeah,
But
it
we
was. It
really
was. I
had
remember.
good times. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, that's good. It's good. So tell us
If
what.
I may,
What was-
since we're reminiscing, I wanna talk about a really my memories of it, because Jfew was actually one of the folks who got me into going to the shows, the live shows. Actually, I met him up in late 2015, and we just hit it off talking about. It was at a mutual event. It wasn't like we were at dinner or anything. We met up at a party, and I was like, "Ah, man!" I started talking with him about wrestling. I'm like, "Hey, you're into it?" He told me all about it, and I went to my very first show, live show, at X Wrestling. It was their episode 2, and I remember I met everybody. I met Lou,
Yeah.
I met Rhino, I met Bogey, and Bogey was like, "Oh, you're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be awesome. This and that. Oh, we're gonna be in the front row." I was in the front row and I was having a blast. And I remember Jfew was in the audience, and all I remember to end the show was I forget what the main event was, but it was one of the wrestlers and a faction of other guys just grabbed Bogey from the audience and started wailing on him.
No, for Puerto Rican
and they
dog.
threw him in, and they threw him into the ring and everything. And I was just like, what the heck am I watching? And then Jfew was like, yeah, that's what we're all about. Look at Bogey. I just see Bogey getting pounded on. And I'm like, nah, we should really help him. But then we had a good old laugh about it afterwards, you know.
You know, speaking on that particular day, I remember that everything was kept in secret, and when we got down to the Polish American Club, we would always hang out outside, and we would be chilling out there, you know, smoking tobacco and having our drinks.
Our own personal pre-show.
Yeah, our own little personal pre-show. And I remember that day that Bogey was drinking more than normally, and he was sweating quite excessively. And I asked him, are you okay? And he said, yeah. And then the last thing he told me was before we got into the Polish Club, he said, just have your camera ready during the main event. So, I mean, I think he was pretty nervous because it was the first time he was going to get pounded, and it felt so good watching him get beat up.
Jeez.
It was great.
If I remember correctly, two shows later, he got grabbed again and beaten up too.
It was actually on the 7th episode, the last one. They did it again.
Yeah, they grabbed him.
They grabbed
I was
him.
just like, not again.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. But yeah, those were great times, and I hope that we do it again. I really do want to have some sort of Phew show come back. I know you guys have the TFS podcast, and it's working out great. And
I'm show on YouTube.
And I think this is what the 1000th episode. That's why I'm on. So
no, 99.
I wouldn't. No,
it's 99. We saved 1,000 for special events.
We'll check the count. We'll check the count and
just double check.
And get back to you on that.
I'm pretty sure when this goes live on the air tomorrow that it'll say 1000th episode with Jfew, and I'll be like in the middle of the thumbnail, and
yeah,
I won't be going through no table.
No. There will be a table, and trust me, you'll love the thumbnail.
Yeah,
you will love it.
I'll be up on a throne like the Macho King or something like that. Yeah, thanks, Lou.
So yeah,
but so that's I hope that we can. I mean, I have like me personally, I do have plans to keep recording some sort of wrestling programming like the Phew Show or the Phew Show if Bogey decides that, you know, that's what we want to do, because it's been on hold for so long, and I understand like the whole pandemic kind of, you know, pushed everything back, but I would love to get something on video.
Yep.
Yeah. Aside from the shows, though, we've also got good memories of meeting up to see wrestling events on pay-per-view or the WWE Network. I remember we saw WrestleMania.
Oh gosh,
30.
Don't get me started with that.
That was a blast.
The best time at Jerry the Wizard's house. Actually, Ric-Hard. I'm sorry, I get them mixed up.
You get me confused with this guy I've never met.
I never met that guy.
But
this guy is the most energetic person when it comes to The Undertaker. That was funny watching him watch that match. The way he jumped up, the way you jumped up.
So I know what you're referencing. Yeah. So I remember. He's been to my house for WrestleManias before, at least on 2 separate occasions.
Okay.
And it was WrestleMania 34, I want to say. And this was the one that they were building up for Undertaker versus John Cena.
Okay.
And there was the whole build up of like, will he, won't he show up? And Jfew's kids were like major Cena fans. And I was playing it down. I had a shirt on that actually said like 1990 to 2017 Undertaker, like rest in peace, thank you, all that stuff. And I'm just like, no, I think it's better if he doesn't show up. You know, maybe it's right if we keep retired, this and that. And I'm trying to play it down with his kids. Meanwhile, for a good hour, like 3 hours, I'm just waiting. And I'm like, here we go. and then Cena goes into the ring, and it's just he calls him out, and then the ref comes out and says, no, there's been a mistake, this and that. And then the lights go out. Elias came out, and I'm just like, you see, guys, I told you he's not coming out. Cena beat up Elias, and I'm like, they had a feel-good moment. That was a nice moment, not a WrestleMania quality moment, but whatever. That's cool. Cena's going back up the ramp. The lights go out again, and Taker's gong hits. And I literally just took off the Undertaker shirt that I had on, saying he's retired. And I had another shirt underneath that was an Undertaker shirt that says The Undertaker, Legends Never Die. And I'm just like,
man.
Oh, yeah, damn right, he's back. He's not done yet. He's going to take him down. And Jfew's kids were like, what the heck is going on? And then Taker just squashes Cena. And I'm just like, that's what happens.
And it was like less than a minute. It
was more than a minute, but it was less than 3 minutes. It's probably John Cena and Undertaker's shortest matches. Both of them. Like, yes it is.
Oh, like in Raw Underground.
And it had, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I just remember that was such a great moment. And the other moment that Jfew is probably remembering is WrestleMania 35. And you'll remember that WrestleMania 35 is known as the longest WrestleMania, not including this past WrestleMania that was cut in 2 parts. But WrestleMania 35 is the longest WrestleMania ever.
Oh, the one in New York?
And it had a 2-hour... It had the one in...
there was one in New York, like 7 hours or something like that.
No, yes, New York. Yeah, you're right. The one in New York. The one that everybody was waiting for the subway and all that stuff to get on. That one.
Yeah.
it had like a 2-hour pre-show, and then the opening match during the entire pre-show. So get this, the entire pre-show. I'm just like, you guys watch. Seth Rollins is my boy Seth Rollins. I had the Seth Rollins shirt on and everything. You know, I didn't get Beast Slayer in time, but I had King Slayer on from the year before, or like 2 years before. And I'm just like, he's gonna beat Brock Lesnar, and he's gonna do what he did when he won the title the first time. He's gonna swing it around on the ramp, all this other stuff. And literally, it was the opening match. Rollins beat Brock Lesnar in roughly 5 minutes, and I was just like, I told you, because everybody else was like, it's opening the show. Everybody else was like, it's opening the show because he's gonna lose, and all this other stuff. And it's just. He won, and he won fast. And I was just like, I told you. And then he did it on the ramp, and I was just like, I told you. Yeah. I did a lap and everything. And then later on in the show, the Iconics won the tag titles. And for some reason, I came out wearing pantyhose over my face.
What?
And I was like, I fucking told you. I told you they would win.
Well, speaking of, you were saying the Iconics. So I have been watching a little bit, and I must say I really enjoy the Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. I like that feud, and I'm liking the.
Oh wait! Are you making the predictions for Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell is not this Sunday, but would you like to submit predictions for it now?
We'll lock it in.
Well, actually, I don't think that's fair because there's some matches that haven't been announced yet.
That's right. I don't think it's. I don't think.
Why'd you have to tell him that? That was an easy win for us. Come on, man.
But yeah, I really enjoy that storyline. I think it's great. I also enjoy the
Considering how you're a fan of fans and or legends, what were your thoughts on the ambulance match and all the legends attacking Randy Orton?
Oh, okay. Is that when Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, and
Big Show and Christian they all interfered in the match at different points to get a move in on Orton. Big Show chokes.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I like that. I thought that was... And Shawn Michaels, man, he's still got that super kick, man. Come on. The guy's almost 60 years old.
Yeah, he super kicked him. He super kicked him, and he fell off an ambulance.
Yeah, he looked great, and I didn't realize that was Christian. I mean, I had to replay that because it was so fast when it happened, and I was like, oh my god, it's Christian. You know, I was hoping for his like theme song or something because I love his theme song. But but later on, I saw on Raw that Randy Orton got him back.
Yep. Yep. They're
That was that
continuing the feud.
that was cool. That was cool, and I like how Randy Orton has evolved over his because there was like a period that he was just there. It wasn't
Yeah, he
just
wasn't
I
involved
don't
in much.
know. Yeah, like it didn't feel like he had that magic for a while, but then
Randy
after
Orton. Randy Orton was revived by the internet. The RKO out of nowhere meme
Oh yeah.
yeah, oh
rejuvenated
yeah,
his career so much,
oh yeah,
and it has
oh yeah.
added years to his character and his legacy. Definitely.
And he's matured so much. I mean, there were horror stories about Randy Orton, with fans, but I got to meet Randy Orton when I worked at, the airport a few years back, and he was a really, really nice guy. He had autographs, and he took
Oh
the
yeah. Do
autographs
you have
out.
autographs of wrestlers or stuff? Jfew?
I have a few autographs. I actually have autographs of Ron Simmons, from the events that we went to. But I
Okay.
also have an autograph from the Ultimate Warrior,
Wow.
Ooh.
and yeah, and I have a couple of divas, but I'd have to look, in my book of autographs. But the ones that I
Oh,
remember the
oh,
most,
you put the diva autographs in a separate section. I see, huh?
The sticky
I,
section.
I'm not gonna lie, those pictures they're pretty hot.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh,
Yeah,
ooh.
but yeah, I really like that feud with Randy Orton, and I like the Fiend and Braun Strowman. I also think that Roman Reigns looks really good as a heel champion, and I like that the Usos are kind of like doing their thing and they're involved in with the Roman Reigns storyline. I like that. That's cool. It's cool to see those guys in singles action for once because they're pretty good. So that's the little bit that I've watched. I'll be honest with you guys. I've never ever liked the Mexican luchador wrestling style. I just like hard hitting, heavyweight, freaks of nature kind of wrestling. So
You're the fan of the larger than life characters.
yeah, yeah. So that's why I like the characters from back in the day because all of them were like larger than life. Those costumes, the theme songs, the logos. You don't see that anymore, man. The logos.
No,
Remember
they
the
have the logos. They
logos?
have the T-shirts and everything.
Eh, I don't know. It's not the same.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There used to be a time where if you um, if you ran into if you ran into Stone Cold Steve Austin out on the street, he'd tell you off if he was a heel.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
another thing that I want to mention is, this happened maybe a few weeks ago, is the passing of Road Warrior Animal.
Hmm.
That
yeah,
was that was really sad, man. I mean, that guy he was just, one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid, man. He was always that guy was always, positive. You never heard anything bad about Animal. Just a really, really great wrestler, man. And damn, man, 60 years old, too young, man, too young.
yeah.
But
We've lost the
JFU.
Road Warriors. All we've got now is Heidenreich.
Who? Who? What'd you say?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But JFU. Before we let you go, and before I give you the last question, right? Before I give, I'm gonna ask Ric-Hard the last question, but I have one last thing to say before we get to that. Is, as you know, most legends when they're gonna be out for a while off of screens or whenever they gotta take a break or something like that, they don't just walk out with a win. You know that, right?
No, they don't.
What usually happens? Hold on, here's my question. Ric-Hard, get the tables!
That's not a question, but
What?
I'll do it. Here we go. Let's grab them.
Hey guys, let go of me.
3,
Two,
2,
one.
1.
Ah!